Welcome to World Decoder. Today we explore the zipper, one of the greatest yet most overlooked inventions in our daily lives. It is a simple tool, but humanity produces more zippers every single year than there are visible stars in our galaxy. Although it looks incredibly basic on the outside, this little device hides a highly sophisticated engineering system within its tiny structure. You might zip your jacket without a second thought, completely unaware of the mechanical magic happening right under your own fingertips. The true heart of this fascinating mechanism lies inside the slider, which contains a hidden chamber shaped exactly like the letter Y. When we pull the slider upwards, this special chamber guides the metal teeth at a very precise angle towards each other. This exact angle is absolutely crucial because it allows the teeth to mesh together smoothly without causing any damaging collisions whatsoever. Every single tooth on a modern zipper is carefully designed with a tiny protruding section that engineers call the top nib. Right below this little nib, there is a matching hollow cavity known as the scoop, waiting to receive the opposite tooth. As the slider moves, it forces the nib of one tooth directly into the hollow scoop of the adjacent interlocking piece. This brilliant interlocking action creates an incredibly strong bond that easily resists normal pulling forces from almost any standard horizontal direction. Once the teeth are firmly joined, they form a continuous chain that remains completely secure during your everyday physical movement activities. The only way to separate this tough connection is by using the slider again or applying extreme force that destroys everything. Moving the slider downwards reverses the entire process, using the central wedge to push the locked teeth apart gently and safely. This repetitive locking and unlocking cycle works flawlessly thousands of times, proving the absolute brilliance of its fundamental geometric structural design. But this perfect mechanism did not appear overnight, and its fascinating history begins in the late 19th century with many failures. An American inventor named Whitcomb Judson was the first person to attempt creating an automatic fastening system for heavy winter shoes. He proudly introduced his new clasp locker device to the eager public during the famous Chicago World Fair in 1893. Unfortunately, Judson saw his grand vision fail because the complex hook and eye design jammed frequently and rusted extremely fast outdoors. People found his early invention too frustrating to use daily, so the idea was almost entirely abandoned by the general public. It took another 2 decades of trial and error before a brilliant mind finally solved the persistent jamming and breaking problems. In 1914, a talented Swedish engineer named Gideon Sundback stepped up and completely revolutionized the flawed fastening system from scratch. Sundback increased the number of fastening elements per inch and changed their shape to the reliable scoop and nib we know. His new design was a massive triumph, but he also needed a way to manufacture these tiny metal pieces in bulk. To achieve this, Sundback invented a specialized machine capable of stamping and attaching the teeth to cloth tapes with absolute precision. This incredible machine could produce hundreds of feet of fasteners every single day, making the product highly affordable for ordinary consumers. Interestingly enough, the popular term zipper did not actually exist when Sundback first patented his highly successful hookless fastener invention originally. The catchy name was actually coined during the Roaring '20s by the well-known B.F. Goodrich rubber manufacturing company executives. They decided to use Sundback fasteners on their new rubber boots, and loved the quick zipping sound the metal slider made. The signature zip sound inspired them to register the trademark zipper, a name that forever changed the global clothing industry landscape. As the decades passed, the zipper became a standard feature on trousers, jackets, and bags, replacing traditional buttons almost everywhere globally. However, an interesting detail you might notice today is the presence of 3 specific letters stamped on almost every single zipper. Those famous letters are YKK, which represent the name of a massive Japanese manufacturing powerhouse dominating the entire market. This giant company produces billions of zippers annually, leaving older American competitors far behind in the dust of modern industrial history. The secret to their incredible success is total control over absolutely every single step of the complex manufacturing and distribution process. They smelt their own brass, mixed their own unique plastics, and even build the very machines that assemble their final products. They go as far as producing the cardboard boxes used for shipping, ensuring that no external supplier can ever delay them. This absolute obsession with quality control means that a zipper from this brand will rarely fail you during a critical moment. Clothing designers worldwide trust them implicitly, because a broken zipper can completely ruin the reputation of a very expensive designer garment. Beyond the classic metal versions, modern engineering has given us many new variations to suit different practical needs and extreme environments. One of the most common types today is the flexible coil zipper, which uses a continuous spiral of durable plastic monofilament. You will frequently find these plastic coil zippers on backpacks and tents because they can easily bend around tight fabric corners. They also have the unique ability to self-heal if a few teeth get misaligned during a particularly rough pulling motion. Simply zipping the slider back and forth usually forces the flexible plastic loops to pop right back into their proper places. For more demanding situations, engineers develop specialized zippers that are completely watertight and airtight to protect human lives in harsh conditions. These robust designs utilize thick rubber seals that press tightly together when the metal teeth are securely interlocked by the slider. Such heavy-duty fasteners are absolutely vital for deep-sea diving suits, preventing freezing ocean water from reaching the vulnerable diver. They are also utilized in submarine escape suits, ensuring sailors stay completely dry and warm while floating to the ocean's surface. Even astronauts rely on these highly engineered zippers to maintain vital air pressure inside their spacesuits during dangerous orbital spacewalks. It is truly amazing how a simple interlocking track can literally mean the difference between life and death in outer space. Despite their incredible durability, zippers in our daily lives can still experience annoying mechanical issues from frequent wear and tear over time. One of the most frustrating moments is when the slider gets completely stuck on a stray piece of fabric or thread. When this happens, aggressively pulling the slider will only make the terrible jam much worse and potentially damage the delicate teeth. Instead of using brute force, you should gently wiggle the slider while carefully pulling the trapped fabric away from the mechanism. If the zipper feels stiff and refuses to glide smoothly, you can easily lubricate the metal tracks using a simple trick. Take a standard graphite pencil and rub the soft tip directly along the stubborn teeth to create a dry, lubricating layer. The fine graphite powder reduces friction significantly, allowing the internal slider chamber to move across the metal elements with zero resistance. Another very common issue occurs when you zip up your jacket, but the teeth immediately split open right behind the slider. This annoying problem usually means that the metal slider has slowly stretched open over years of constant pulling and heavy usage. Because the gap inside the slider is now too wide, it fails to push the interlocking teeth close enough to connect properly. Fortunately, you do not always need to replace the entire zipper or throw away your favorite expensive winter coat just yet. You can easily fix this by taking a pair of common household pliers and gently squeezing the sides of the slider. Apply just a tiny amount of pressure to tighten the gap, being very careful not to crush the fragile metal completely. This simple mechanical adjustment restores the original tight angle inside the chamber, allowing the teeth to interlock perfectly like brand new. It is fascinating to realize that we still use the exact same fundamental technology that Gideon Sundback perfected a century ago. In a modern world where electronic gadgets become completely obsolete in just a few years, the zipper remains a timeless masterpiece. No digital touchscreen or advanced wireless technology has ever managed to replace the satisfying mechanical reliability of a well-made zipper. We find them on our most intimate clothing items and rely on them to secure our most valuable travel luggage safely. They are an invisible but essential thread holding our modern lifestyle together, quietly performing their duty without demanding any special attention. Every single zip sound you hear is a tiny celebration of human ingenuity in our endless quest for practical everyday solutions. Engineers continue to experiment with eco-friendly materials, trying to create zippers from recycled ocean plastics to protect our fragile environment. They are also designing smart zippers with embedded microchips that can track luggage locations or monitor the vital signs of athletes. Yet, even with these futuristic upgrades, the core mechanical principle of interlocking teeth remains absolutely identical to the original classic blueprint. It proves that when a design reaches true physical perfection, there is simply no reason to alter its fundamental working structure. The next time you zip up your favorite jacket against the cold wind, take a brief moment to appreciate this marvel. You are operating a piece of precision machinery that seamlessly blends complex geometry, advanced metallurgy, and brilliant historical problem-solving skills. From the deepest ocean trenches to the silent vacuum of space, this humble invention continues to hold our entire world together. It stands as a powerful reminder that the most impactful technological revolutions do not always come with glowing screens or batteries. Sometimes, true genius hides in plain sight, waiting quietly on the front of your sweater to perform its daily mechanical magic. We hope this deep dive into the hidden world of zippers has completely changed how you view your everyday clothing accessories. If you enjoyed uncovering the brilliant engineering behind ordinary objects, please remember to share this fascinating knowledge with your curious friends. Thank you so much for watching our documentary today. Stay endlessly curious, and we will see you next time on World Decoder.